Hello, thank you for watching this podcast. My name is John Rees. I'm a chiropractor and I have been a chiropractor in Ilkley, West Yorkshire for the last 22 years. I'm currently doing a series of small, short podcasts to try and inform prospective and existing patients about what chiropractic is. So today we're just going to do a short film about what to expect for your first appointment. At most chiropractic clinics, not all of them, but particularly at our clinic, at Ilkley Chiropractic Clinic, we allow up to an hour for that initial appointment because we feel that the most important thing, or one of the most important things, is to engage with the patient so the patient can understand what chiropractic is, what we're intended to do, and we can start to create an element of understanding and trust between both the practitioner as the chiropractor and the patient. Because ultimately, as our work is manual therapy, we will be working within what is known as your interpersonal space, generally a space that you protect and only allow close friends and relatives within, and therefore enabling and allowing a stranger, as a chiropractor obviously is, particularly at initial consultation, is something and requires a fair degree of trust on the part of you, the patient. So at Ilkley Chiropractic Clinic, as I say, we allow an hour for the first appointment. At that appointment, you will be asked to fill out an informed consent, which will direct you as to what to expect within the chiropractic appointment. And also, initially, you'll fill out some basic data about who you are, where you live, any existing or previous medical conditions you have. Some may be associated to why you're presenting to us, some may not. But we ask for as much detail as we can so that we have as much information that may assist us in working out a diagnosis for you or giving answers to reasons why you may have some of the symptoms you have. So once you fill out those forms, we take you into the treatment room and we engage in a history taking, and this is quite a lengthy time. It may take us quarter hour, 20 minutes, depending on what is required to ask you and the information you give us. This gives us a very clear indication before we get to examine you how the problem arose, what the nature of the problem is, things that may trigger it, and then we can come towards a working diagnosis. There may be more than one working diagnosis depending on the things you tell us and the possibilities of what certain causes create certain conditions. Once we've gone through the history taking, we will look to undertake an examination of you. Depending on what area you're presenting with a problem, it is often the case that patients get undressed down to their underwear. That is because if it's a spinal situation, we'd like to see the status of the whole spine, the pelvis, and the legs, the knees, other things as well, so that we can make a clear understanding of where the origin of the problem is, as it may not necessarily originate from where the focus of the pain you're reporting is. Now, if you're a female patient, clearly we provide you with a gown. The clinician will go outside the room, direct you how to put the gown on, what to wear, and then, and only when you're comfortable and ready and with the gown on happily, then you as the female patient open the door and allow the chiropractor into the room, and then the examination continues thereafter. The examination will go through a number of range of motions. It'll go through a number of orthopedic tests, neurological tests, chiropractic tests, to ascertain and confirm the working diagnosis or diagnoses that we came to from the history. Once we've undertaken and completed the examination, we'll tell you what we found, we'll tell you what it means, and we'll tell you what we think the causation of your problem is, and we'll also tell you what we are intending to do to treat you, and may be able to at that stage give you an illustration of the number of treatments. But often we might need a couple of treatments to see how you react to the treatment and what success you engage in following 1 or 2 treatments, to give you a much more clear illustration as the number of treatments that we would normally require to assist to improve your problem. Then at that first appointment, within that hour's consultation, it doesn't always take up to an hour, but as I say, we allow an hour, we'll undertake the first treatment. Now, depending on the sensitivity of the tissue, depending on what that allows us to do, the length of the treatment may vary, because obviously we have to work within the pain limits that you have and the level of pain that you currently present to us. Once we've completed the first treatment, obviously you get dressed, you come back into the reception, and then we look to organise follow-up treatments. Generally speaking, but not exclusively, but mostly, we look to treat patients a couple of times a week. The reason being, or one of the main reasons, is that the vast majority, if not all presentations, are not as a result of a one-off trauma, a fall, an accident of some description. They're usually as the concomitant result of ongoing issues that occur either by how you live, how you work, your posture, and many other things. And therefore, if we only see you once a week, we sort of only manage to do it, we don't get ahead of the game, if you like, because the activities that you're undertaking in between treatments will re-aggravate the problem. So generally speaking, for a period of time, we often look to see someone twice a week. Follow-up treatments last anything between 10 minutes and quarter of an hour, 20 minutes, depending again what we're able to do. And then we schedule them with at least a couple of days between treatments, so you have some recovery time before you engage in the next treatment. Partway through the treatment process, we will be informing you of particular exercises which will be beneficial for you to do. We will give you some indications what may or may not assist for you to do some palliative care and some assistance yourself between treatments. And then every so often we engage to see how things are improving, and then we can redefine what we do and how we do the treatment depending on what your reactions have been to the first few treatments. And generally speaking, within 6 to 8 treatments, you are noticeably improved such that there is a realization from your point of view, which is very important, and also from ours, that the diagnosis and the treatment protocol are correct for you and gives us all indication of the longevity of the treatment. And then we may, towards the end of the treatment, or when you're feeling much better and you may not be in pain anymore and your range of motion is improved, we may suggest, depending on what your activities are, depending on how this problem first originated, of seeing us intermittently to maintain your level of improvement as we have been able to mutually achieve. So that's really the extent of the first appointment. If you have any issues, or if you want to discuss it further, or if you want to make an appointment to see us, clearly you don't have to be in pain to see us. We can just do an assessment of you and check you over and see if there are things that need to be improved biomechanically and musculoskelettally before you get into pain. You'll see either side of me here and here details of our contact numbers and our address. Okay, thank you so much for listening, and we may look forward to seeing you very soon. Thank you.